Hey everybody, thanks for, I don't know how it is that you listen to us, but thank you for listening. This is the Low Fat Podcast.
Woohoo!
Control yourself. Or compose yourself.
Compose yourself.
Anyway, so here's something. There are a lot of people that believe our institutions have been failing us.
Okay. What do you mean by institutions? Schools?
Sure.
Universities?
Sure.
What about government?
Sure.
They have.
Church.
Church as well.
Whatever.
That's like a very open-ended statement, Dave.
Well,
so what made you think of this, though?
the fact that a lot of people believe that our institutions have been failing us.
So what is the purpose of an institution, then? An institution, is it order?
I don't know what the purpose is, but if the institutions have been failing us, then shouldn't we make it right?
Yeah.
Well, it's not really, I don't know that it's the institution's fault. Institution isn't a person.
So you're saying it's people's failures?
Yes. It's the people in those institutions that have failed us, not the institutions.
So get rid of those people?
Not necessarily. Because if you get rid of those people, then you'll just have the same kind of people with different names kind of walking in.
So change the institution, though?
How about changing the people?
The culture?
No, the people.
That's what I said. I said get rid of those people.
No, I said change the people.
Well, what's the difference between getting rid of the people and changing the people?
Well, in a very literal sense, nothing. But if you just get rid of the people and replace them with other people, then you basically have the same people. The people that you got are this one pool.
Mm-hmm.
We're all in this pool of people. So the point is, everybody's fucked up.
But how do you change that? You mean the people need to change?
I think our expectations of others needs to be even more heightened. We already expect a lot more from others than we do of ourselves. That's just a given.
That's true.
Now, if everybody else has expectations of everybody else, and then, holds everybody else to it, then I think we're getting somewhere.
You mean everyone has to not be hypocrites?
No, I mean, if you're going to be a teacher, you need to teach.
Right. You mean not be a freaking administrator?
Well, that is a whole nother story.
Yeah, but if the institution is messed up, then
The institution is messed up. It's the people that are populating the institution that's messed up.
Then teaching might be difficult in that scenario.
Why?
Because you got some syllabus that's awful.
You're supposed to come up with it. We're not talking about elementary school.
Oh.
I always thought that if you were going to teach at a university or at the university level, you come up with a syllabus.
So you don't think the university has any say?
I'm sure they do. The
But
people in the university, sure, I'm sure they do. But you're talking about something totally different.
Well, I'm thinking about cancel culture again.
Well, and that's your right.
I'm thinking
That's your prerogative.
I'm thinking about the universities bowing down to the cancel culture.
Well, there has already been some suggestions for how to stop it. It's just nobody wants to do it.
But that's in that situation, it is the people, but it's the institution telling a teacher.
An institution can't tell anybody anything.
Well, it's the people saying to some lecturer or whatever, you can't be teaching this, or and then that person gets fired.
Sure, and you can keep on doing that. Look, things are gonna change whether people like it or not. The stuff that people that the oddly immature amongst us want, and I do think it's oddly immature to want it to test boundaries for no reason but to test boundaries. And then there's the people that want the power that's getting the people to test the boundaries. So it's layers of stuff. But in the university, in every sphere, the reason there's several ways to stop stuff. Nobody wants to do any of it because nobody wants to stop it. That's the funny thing, isn't it?
But people say that all the time.
People say all kinds of stuff all the time.
Things need to change.
Most people, yeah, well, sure. And if you're not going to do anything about it, then you don't want things to change. crowing loudly at the political meeting just gets the heat off of you. And that's all people have been doing. That's another reason why I think Marxism is kind of bad, because basically all it really does is encourage people to crow loudly about stuff. But then again, so do some churches.
Well, that's just the zealots, isn't it?
No, they're just people that crow loudly about stuff to prove you're bona fide. But back to the solutions. There's tons of there's a lot of solutions that that seem to make sense on, you know, making universities better, making government better, making churches better, making whatever you want better. But there's too many people with their hands out involved in the gravy train to want anything to get better. And so you're really just playing a game of musical chairs and hoping that you die before the music is over and you're searching for a chair, which is really what people are doing. They're gambling that they're gambling that the gravy train is going to outlast their life.
So nothing's going to change.
I don't know. There's stuff that I cannot foresee that might happen that makes stuff drastically change.
That's scary. Well, the idea of drastic change, I'm not a big fan of change in any event.
That might be the reason why nothing changes.
Because of people like me.
Well, because that is a natural desire.
I mean, I've been sitting on the sidelines with all this stuff that's been going on here in California and essentially complaining about it and really not doing very much.
I don't care. You seem to be throwing out a statement that wants some kind of sunshine being blown off of that giant white ass of yours, and
It's not giant.
okay, on your big fat ass, but
I'm not fat, I'm big boned.
either way, you know, you want to make those kind of statements, go talk to a female or a shrink.
Oh, come on.
Seriously.
Why you gotta be such a bit? No, bitch is not the right word. Cunt. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm the anti-bitch. I'm a cunt.
But I don't understand your statement about change the people. I'm like, you mean the people are going to change?
Sure, if they're forced to.
So if they change, then the institution will be okay.
Well, the institution might be better, or if you expect people in those institutions to act the way to act in a much more, or to act in a different way, and you back that up. You let that sentiment be known, and then you back that up, right? Like when you tell someone, "Don't step across that line, I'm going to slap you." And this is a very arbitrary statement, right? Because somebody's like, why would you slap me if I stepped across that line? So let's just put it this way. Let's say it's your house and you tell someone, don't go into that room or I'm going to hit you.
Right.
And they say, what the fuck? Why not? And they do it. You see it and you do it. You hit them. I mean, that's, or whatever it is, you know, spray them with Alka-Seltzer. I don't know. But if you make expectations known and then you follow up, I think that life becomes a whole lot easier.
Yeah, and very few people do that.
Because it's, I don't know. I don't know why they don't.
Maybe it's hard.
Doesn't seem all that hard, right?
Well, it means
don't lie to me, because if you do, I won't talk to you anymore.
Yeah. But you have to be able to back it up, though. If it's like a physical thing.
Let's not make it a physical thing. I just told you, don't lie to me, because if you do, I won't talk to you anymore. There's no physicality involved in that.
Yeah. And yet people will get upset.
About what? That statement?
Just even people get upset about the idea of there being consequences. It's really funny.
Well, then that is
children,
an example.
Not children, but people.
Well, that's childish, and it's an example of how easy things have been or how no one's had any expectations of anyone.
Which is also sad.
Well, you know, yeah, because they think you're a tub of shit. If you don't have any expectations out of anybody, you don't think they're worth anything.
This is true, too.
So, you know, for everyone that likes to think that they love humanity and they love their fellow man, prove it. And it's not a tough love type of deal, right? I mean, it's just let's be adults. Let's be men and women.
It's going to take a while.
It may never happen. It hasn't happened yet.
There must have been a time when...
No.
You don't know what
never.
I was going to say.
There was never a time when everybody was just
when people
great.
there were more adults.
Nope. There was a time when there were more expectations. there was a time when there were fewer people getting away with bullshit.
Because there were more adults.
No, because there were people that just didn't know any better, or they were too privileged, or whatever. Now everybody's like, well, you know what? I'm okay, you're okay. You do whatever the fuck you want, I'll do whatever the fuck I want.
You know.
And all you get is just stuff that's fucked up. There are simple solutions to all this stuff. They're not easy. They're simple. And they're gargantuanly difficult if you want them to be.
Simple but not easy thing again.
It's true, there's tons of stuff. Life is made up of things that are very simple, just not easy.
Why is that, though?
I don't know.
Why is life like that?
Because it is. If you don't like it, you know?
Why can't it be simple and easy?
Because then it would not be life.
Well, that sucks.
No, because if it were simple and easy, you wouldn't appreciate it anyway.
Maybe you would appreciate it.
No, you'd be like that toddler with everything they want.
Not knowing what to do.
I don't know if they'd know what to do. They'd be unhappy, they'd know that.
Yeah.
And there's tons of us out here. Tons of us that feel that way. We're just unhappy, we don't know why. Why? Because we're toddlers. Got more of everything that we don't need.
And then somebody comes along and says, I can help you with that feeling you're having.
Well, that guy's probably, or gal is probably trying to sell you something. So you shouldn't listen to that person.
But they do.
Well,
And this is why we have what we have.
I don't know, but you do at your own risk. So, you know, there you have it. I gotta think of a better thing to say to end. There you have it just doesn't sound right.
I like it.
Maybe dun dun dun.